Hello, my name is Chef Ski, James Warneski, and this is Cooking with Ski. Good morning, and this is Wednesday, December 24th, and what I'm getting ready to do right now is I'm going to do a dry brine. For those who don't understand what a dry brine is, it's like a wet brine without all the water. I've been a big fan of brining for decades. But I have been doing the wet brining until probably about the last 3 or 4 years. And I've kind of switched over to this method of dry brining. And I'm going to kind of explain a little bit before we go into it. Dry brining is salting the turkey. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going and putting there some salt and some pepper and some garlic on the skin. I'm going to go ahead and what it's going to do is I'm going to put it into the refrigerator uncovered. I'm going to leave it there for about 24 hours. And what's going to happen is that the salt is going to go ahead and pull that liquid out of the meat, out of the protein. But after a period of time, it's going to go ahead and put it back down into that meat. So it's going to get down to the molecular, down into the meat itself. So the process of this is going to take about 24 hours. So I'm doing it early this morning so that I'll cook it tomorrow, which is actually Thanksgiving Day. So let's go ahead and get it done. And what I have is I made up my brine salt. What I have for this is my measurements for this is half teaspoon of salt per pound of turkey. In this case, I got a small turkey. It's 10 pounds, so I have 5 teaspoons of salt. I've also added in a teaspoon of pepper and a teaspoon of garlic. And the first thing I'm going to do is pull the skin away. So I want to get some of this salt up underneath the skin. So I'm going to just reach up under there, like I said, pull the skin away. And I'm just going to make sure I get some salt seasoning up into it, into the breast area. Just get your fingers up on there. Just start rubbing it all around. And the reason I'm doing that is I want the salt to get to the meat. So the meat will go ahead and pull out and go put back in because we're going to be working on top of the skin. Skin's going to go ahead and work, but it's faster and better is go ahead and pull some of that skin away. So the technique that I'm actually going to be using is I'm going to start with get some of this down into the cavity of the burn. Make sure we rub it all around. And we're going to do the same thing on the back side here. Get some up a little bit up under there because a little bit there area in there that you can work with as well. Okay. Then what I like to do is just go ahead and start with the kind of have it a little bit far away. As you can see, I have it going up a little high, and just kind of go make sure I get the wings done. Pat it in a little bit. Don't need a whole lot on those. We want to make sure we get enough on them. Just go ahead and rub it down. Make sure you get it all done. Okay. I'm going to do the other side. And this is I have gone to this method. Then we're going to go ahead and start getting drumsticks, the legs. Make sure we get that all rubbed in. Do the same thing over here. Okay, so now we're going to just kind of lift it up. And we do want to get something on the back side of this. We don't need a whole lot, but we do want to get some back here. Okay. So we got the inside of the cavities, we got the wings, top, bottom, we got the legs, both sides, we got underneath it. And so now I can go ahead and concentrate because this is where most of the season is going to be. is just go ahead and just start dribbling it on top. And for the dry brine, right, you just want to use basically a very simple salting solution. In this case, I've just got salt, pepper, and some garlic. And the reason being is the salt is the main key to this. We just want to go ahead and make sure we got this brined out. And okay, keep this pulled over. Once I have this done, we're going to go ahead and move it over into a rack, and I'll show you that in just a second. So I got my turkey, go ahead and I get all dry brine. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'll be moving it into a rack, and I'll show you we're going to put it into the refrigerator uncovered on the rack, because the rack is going to keep it off the pan and allow air to circulate all the way around it. We want to keep it uncovered because we want the skin to dry out. So when I pull this back out tomorrow morning, I'll go ahead and show you what it's going to look like. The skin's going to tighten up. The skin's going to get really dry for that nice crispy skin that we all look forward to. When I pull it back out, then I'll go ahead and put my dry rub. Dry rubs work for the outer surfaces. Brines work for the inner surfaces. As you can see, I've now put the brined turkey. I've got my wire rack. I've got it sitting up on one of my Pyrex casserole dishes. I've gone ahead and tucked the wings underneath, because as this brine dries the skin out, it's going to tighten up. So you want to go ahead and get the turkey in the position that you want it to be for when you cook it, because then once it tightens up, it's pretty much going to be the way it is. So I have the wings tucked up underneath on both sides, and also I've got the legs bound up into position. And you want to do this at the same time too, because as you pull the legs in, right, it pulls up against the body. It allows it to cook much more evenly than if the legs are hanging out, the wings are hanging out. These would cook much faster. These would cook much faster. So you kind of pull it all together, so everything is kind of, for the heat, considered one unit, one piece. So everything will go ahead and cook up pretty much even. And I'm just going to put just a little bit more salt at the very top of it. And then we're going to go ahead and put it into the refrigerator, uncovered, just like this. And we're going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there until tomorrow. I guess probably about 10 o'clock. I'll go ahead and pull it out, because I'll also be doing my sides and all that tomorrow. I've got my stuffing I'll be working on, and I'm going to do another video in the morning time. This is strictly for to show you how I do my dry brine. So this is actually the day before, the morning before, November 24th, the Wednesday 24th. So I got my turkey. It's all prepped. It's dry brined, and I'm going to go ahead and let it go ahead and put it in the refrigerator. We're going to leave it there until it's ready to go ahead and cook tomorrow.